Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on out there, guys? What's up? What's up? It's like, woo, post merge time. How'd you guys fare out, man? Are we all okay? Are we all shook up a little bit? Just a little bit, guys. Just a little shook up. Lots has changed. Interesting turn of events with some stuff. Things to note with the merge and how that actually was handled from the dev side. I was watching the dev meeting that they had. Kind of watched it a few times. Took a few bit of notes. Guys, I took notes. You know you know I'm serious when I got notes, right? No, it's all good. It's all good. It's like working on my Flux rig, 6600 XT rig now. Yo, nice, nice Golden Wolf, nice. I know everybody's gonna be sitting there tweaking and stuff like that. Um, Interesting stuff. I mean, just to note right off the bat, notes mean serious. Super serial, guys. So funny to note. I mean, really funny to note, guys. This is noteworthy. This is still Ethereum mining. Yeah, if you see poolin.com, SBIcrypto.com, Kelly Pool, EMCD.io, Juno Pool, Luxor.tech, Russian Pool, Mineral.io, my rig or myminers.org, Solo, hash.express, and ztyjoo.com. All seem to have some hash rate on there. We've got poolin.com that has 85.92 terahash. Now, for most. Hey, what up, Golden? Or what up, Adele? What up, Golden? I'm like seeing everybody sitting there chit chatting. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. So cool. Awesome, guys. So, Ethereum's proof of work chain still has hash rate on it. It almost has 100 terahash on there. Now, whenever I got up this morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, it was at about 97.5 terahash. It has since then going down a little bit, so now the network terahash is 94.37 terahash. Now, depending on your pool, if you were mining through the merge a little bit here, you can. Oh, that's not what I was looking at. Oh, here we go. So, like, if you were mining a Hive on pool, ETH has merged. If you have mined more than 0.0025 ETH, request the funds of withdrawal within 20 days of the date of merge. The option will be available presumably up to October 5th of this year. Hit the check in the payouts tab and then please press claim payout. If the claim payout button is unavailable, please get in touch with them at hiveon.com or email them at their b@hiveos.farm. Or you can get onto their Discord. I'm sure people will be more than happy to help you out, guys. So that was actually pretty interesting to be going through the merge on there. This is like pretty, one of the biggest events that I've gone through. I mean, even though it's not really fairly noteworthy, other than it just changed it to consensus model. I mean, from the mining standpoint, it was big for us, right? We just got booted off the network. But in the greater scheme of things, it wasn't really a huge, great sum of event. Nothing changed for the user. It just became more deflationary. The transmission is now less. It is one Ethereum per block now. So they are now burning more Ethereum that is getting transmitted. This is going to give it an artificial pump in price. And I think a lot of people see that as being a good arbitrage post proof of work chain, that now we're going to be in a deflationary. Now they're going to be playing a little game here. So at some point in time, they're going to have to flip it and go the other way, where they're either going to have to stop the burn and allow it to start inflating again, or it's going to basically make itself so scarce that nobody can use it. So they have now backed themselves into a bad corner, in my opinion, on this. Is this going to be profitable for people to play around with? It's hard to say. I would say that some of the, if you're looking at it from a macro point of view, from the macros on this has a lot of potential upside to this. Did I keep a little bit of Ethereum past the post merge? Yes, I have. I am, and I will admit it, gambling. Okay. So I'm basically betting that this is going to have a upside to it. Once it makes its move, I'm going to cash out and call it a day. I'm not looking to be a bazillionaire. I just want to get a piece of these whales' money out from their hands. That's all I'm going to do. High full update, force crossed. Fingers go. Yep. So, I mean, I've got no more Ethereum miners on here. I've got my last payout in full like a day beforehand. So 24 hours before the merge, I had already peeled all of my rigs off. As you guys know, did videos about it. Everything seemed to, I was able to get everything to cross over very easily. No real major issues. I played around with some overclocks, crashed some rigs out here and there. But that was more just because I was seeing what I could push the limits on, and I just kind of, I want to push the limits, but I also want them to be stable. So I pulled them back until they stop crashing or stop submitting bad shares. If it submits bad shares, even stale shares, it's like, means you're just leaning on it just a little too much, and you just need to back off of it just a little bit. And usually it makes itself a little bit more stable. As long as you're not submitting bad shares, your effective worker is doing full payload on there. I mean, if you don't mind seeing a rejected share here and there, basically I look at that as in a data set cycle it failed. Even a stale share means that it submitted it just a pinch too late, right? I would rather just not submit a share, or just continuously just submit good shares. So it's kind of how I look at it. Even if you're solo mining, you don't want to sit there and submit a bad share, an invalid share or a bad share. That's just wasted energy every time it does that in my book. So every hash counts. So I just I push them. If it starts to give me bad shares after I get the stability into them, I just back them off just a pinch, and usually they stop spitting out bad shares and they're good to go. The only time that I've ever had to tweak them after that is, from winter to summer. Wintertime I can lean on them because the cold air is coming across them really nicely. And then in the summertime I back off of everything just so that I'm not dealing with all the heat load. Even where I'm at, it gets to 110 degrees outside, at least for anywhere from a week to 6 weeks. I get the really crazy hot weather up here. So I'm like dealing with all of that. So this is going to be really kind of cool. Hey, what up, Kundabits? What up, Gundy? He's like, yo, dudes and dudettes, we are all feeling that FA post-merge. You are right, my man. So some things that I noticed from the dev meeting this morning, some takeaways. So if you guys didn't realize it, before, all you had to do is run one client, and then the miner was the consensus model behind everything. If you are wanting to run your own consensus model because you have 32 ETH and you want to be a validator and you want to do it solo, basically, you will have to run your own Geth client plus the consensus client too. So you're going to have to run two nodes in order to run everything nice and smoothly. So that's one thing that has changed, but that's also part of the proof of stake consensus model on there, to be expected. My rigs are getting hot today. 85 outside, but 60 during the night. And turned off the AC, went and put some fans on them. Nice, Bedell. I run fans only on them. I don't care if it's 110 out. These guys are not getting a break in the mine. I'm not gonna pamper my rigs. I learned my lesson my first year of mining that running an AC system is not worth it. It is more energy effective to just get airflow. I don't care what you have to do, airflow. If you can't get airflow, put it into a different location. Like the Family Mine LLC. Yo, awesome plug there. They have had issues keeping the nodes up after sync. Hell yeah, man. I love those fans, man. There's a company. I love them, Kunda Bits. The company's called Big Ass Fans. You can check them out. This is not a plug. I just like the name of them. It's fucking. It is amazing marketing, dude. Amazing marketing. So it's it's at bigassfans.com, right? And they have fan blades that span like 40 inches or something like that. I mean, giant dudes. It's like, holy cow. I love the company name just because of the company name. Amazing. That's the ones I was thinking of. Nice, Kunda Bits. I love that company, dude. Just because of the name. It's like, oh my God. Love their commercials and brand name. Yes, exactly, Kunda Bits. They are having issues keeping up some of their nodes up and synced. They're not understanding why some of the clients are having an issue staying synced. They're basically hoping that it kind of works itself out. They are propagating empty blocks, so I think that they are shutting those, turning those off. Just to kind of, they said that they knew that they were going to have this issue, that there was going to be a few empty blocks that were made, so I think they've already deleted those. They're already talking about taking over nodes. They've had a few nodes that were acting up pretty badly, and the devs last night were talking about potentially needing to take over the nodes to make them work properly. So if you don't think this is centralized, it's going to be motherfucking centralized. Every bit of Ethereum is now going to be under the watchful eye of the Ethereum dev overlords. So there are pros and cons with this. It helps them run the system more efficiently and faster. So you in order to make the system faster, you either got to give up security. Most of the time you're giving up security for it. If you don't give up security, you're giving up decentralization. So you either need to centrally take over the network and make sure it runs smoothly at all times, or you give up security to make it happen. So we've seen how all these other coins that have given up security to get speed, what happens to them? They usually get exploited to death. And it just kind of wrecks the community. And if it's proof of work, it usually burns the miner in the process, because the miner might not always be exchanging right away for Bitcoin or some other token. So there is that. the area and where they're having the issue with is on the Aragon node syncing issue after merge. It gets stuck. They don't have any idea why it happens. They are doing an investigation on this, and it's not all the Aragon nodes on this. They know that they need to improve the post merge sync. It seems like they've all had little issues. A little bit more issues to arise since post-merge than they were expecting. It's like whatever their expectation was of potential problems, they should have just doubled it. This way, they would have been okay. We're gonna block in like this, and they're already talking about taking a month off from doing any kind of work. So unless there's a big enough issue, which I think that's the worst thing to do. They need to be ironing. They should. This is where the work really should ramp up for them. Post merge was the weight training session. Now we're getting into the meat and potatoes. They need to go through like a checklist, like a NASA checklist, and go through everything and make sure that it is going according to plan. And they're already talking about certain improvements they're going to be focusing in with the Shanghai merge. So there's, and God knows how long that's going to take. Let's see here. A lot of the like I said, a lot of the dev teams are going to be taking the next month off unless, crap happens. They're going to be trying to push everything to the Shanghai fork. They're talking about making it a double fork. So fixing major problems and stuff like that. And it's like, I still say that it is hilarious that there's almost 100 terahash on the system. I've heard rumors that they've hit a block. So I don't know how they're going to handle this, if that's true. I've heard nothing that I've been able to confirm. I know none of the mining pools are going to submit a share. So any of them that are on a pool, they will not be able to submit a block. If they are solo mining on Ethereum, then you're looking at the possibility of submitting a block. So looks like most of the hash rate is from the pools. So I doubt the validity that they hit a block on the proof of work chain as of yet. But I do know that none of the pools are going to be submitting shares. So this 94 terahash that's still sitting in pools are basically people who didn't realize the merge just happened, is what my theory is, right? That would make the most sense. These are people who might not live anywhere near where they've got the rigs plugged in, and they've got them, like, some of it might be zombie mining, where somebody plugged it into somebody's house or business establishment and it's hidden, right, mining away, and nobody knows anything. So it's hard to say exactly why all the hash rate is still on there. It does look like the ASIC side of it is gonna, like, the estimate is between 500 and 900 terahash of the total Ethereum network was ASIC, and it looks like they have just turned off. Like, I just Amazon warehouse with the 12-foot long blades. Oh, nice, Crypto Vidal. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, it looks like they have, with the mining pools. I'm not understanding why that they would even deal with the pools. I'm surprised that they just haven't shut them down. But with the ASICs. Now, when you look at it, everybody was figuring that everything would go over to Ethereum Classic ASIC-wise. That was like the most obvious conclusion, is that these ASICs are going to swap over to Ethereum Classic. But I also think that a lot of these mining facilities that are ASIC bound know that Ethereum Classic cannot handle all that hash rate coming on board. There is no way that they are going to be able to support all that hash rate. I think Ethereum Classic would need to be around that $900 range to really absorb 900 terahash worth of ASICs on here, guys. But what they did end up seeing on here, they were sitting at like 35 terahash. They're now sitting at 266. I mean, so they've got a good magnitude of ASICs that came on board. But I think these are your mini Z, your mini miners, and all your Apollo minis, your oh god, yeah, the Jazz miners and stuff like that. I think that's what you're seeing over here is a lot of the small hash rate that was really power efficient that can get away with a $35 Ethereum Classic, right? Your bigger guys like your E7, your E9s and stuff like that for the mining on Ethereum. Yes, they've got the scripts to be able to reprogram the ASICs and swap them over onto here in a heartbeat, right? But they know that it would take maybe up to 6 months, because it's usually a little lagging indicator here. So you would see up to 6 months if all that hash rate came onto Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic would plummet down to 0.000000008 of a Bitcoin. I think that's like the lowest denomination that a shitcoin can be denominated into. So I think a lot of the bigger mining facilities understand that they don't want to sit there. They want to make money, but at the same time, they don't want to destroy an ecosystem just because they want to make money. Because it would be short-term gain for such, it would be such little gain for them. I think they want something that's going to be sustainable. I don't think they want to sit there and literally just destroy a project. There are things that are being rumored that might be getting built onto Ethereum Classic. There are ARK Investment. They've been eyeballing Ethereum past this merge. They look at this as a good investment past merge. So they're looking at it from the macro standpoint that Ethereum has good merit past post merge, but that's going to leave a void for some people that might be like, hey, look, I want to stay with a proof of work chain. So they might switch over to here. Maybe. I've heard rumors, but again, nothing concrete. Never really kind of feed into all the rumor mills on this. So I would sit there and say, kind of be careful of where you're going to be putting your hash rate. It doesn't look like a whole lot of hash rate got dispersed, guys. Believe it or not. A lot of people were thinking that, they thought that 10 to 15% of the network was ASIC. Well, it looks like it was 10 to 15% of the network was GPUs, guys. Think about that. It's not dispersing a lot of GPUs. Yes, a lot of us were there for the profitability range on it. But, guys, it is not over for mining at all. Basically, all we are now in. We basically got done being distributed. Ergo, they thought was going to have like a day and a half worth of profitability with all the onset of extra hash rate onto Ergo, everybody. I'm blaming all of us on that, okay? We all raised that difficulty up. We mined the block really fast to be able to get to the next difficulty reset. So with all the displaced hash rate, it almost instantly reset the difficulty, guys. So where your profitability is right now on Ergo seems to be where it's going to be kind of flatlining out for right now. So now we're just, again, dealing with a bear market now, guys. We're going to be waiting for a coin that's going to sit there and be able to make a product that we can all stand behind. One of those products that I like, and only because I use the product is Flux, and it's because of their wallet. Oh no, not right now. I forgot to mute that. So I'm I'm basically looking at it as projects that have a good grassroots movement on it and a good viable product that people can use. It's accessible by everybody, um, and there's no barrier to entry in from either the development side or the user side. Not it's like you'll have things like helium where from the dev side they were trying to get a physical product out to the world that nobody really saw any need for that would benefit them in their day-to-day lives other than mining some helium, right? And they're already abandoning that because it's not sustainable to be just giving out hardware or having or trying to grassroots enough people to buy your hardware. It's not sustainable. That's where having a digital wallet like what Flux has developed is easily accessible. You don't have to convince anybody to utilize it, and people find value in being able to store their crypto somewhere and be able to store it safely. So Flux Team has that product going on really well, and you can sit there and basically help run the code on for Flux, and that's what powers up their wallet and all that, and other various things that they have running on the network. So it's like I like to be able to support people who are making a product that is usable. So Flux is something that I can get behind. Ergo, it's like I see some usability with them. If you're into the NFT market, DeFi stuff. If you're a degen like my business partner, you'll see a lot of value behind Ergo. And then what was the other one that was pretty big for people? It wasn't Conceal. It was one that I know that my man, Son of a Tech, was talking about. Can't remember the name of it now. I know people have talked about Nyexwa. That one's mediocre. Raven Coin, not very profitable for all cards, and it's going to be heat intensive. So if you are in a hot climate, you might want to wait until wintertime to switch over to this one. Yeah, there was one that my man, not sure which coin it was. Oh, yes, Kundabits. Thank you. Caspa. That is true, Kundabit. It was Casca. What up, Crypto Mikhail? Yeah, so it looks like the the profitability winners outside of like Raven Coin. So Raven Coin is going to be for certain cards, so kind of check with the profitability. You don't want to be sitting there using a high power intensive card on there. So something that's going to be low wattage is going to be good on Raven, but know that Raven is a power intensive card, which is also going to kick off more heat, so you're going to have a cooling aspect of your cards if you're not in a cooler climate or temperatures haven't been dropping down low enough for you. So keep an eye on that. But Ergo seems to be a pretty cool algorithm for NVIDIA cards for right now. And Flux, bro, AMD seems to be perfect on those. It's looking like if you've got the older AMD series cards, there's Depending on your power rate, you might be considering turning those rigs off. For right now, it looks like, RX 580s, 570s, 480s, 470s. It looks like those ones are getting to the point where you can't get them efficient enough to mine, because if I can sit there and do double the hash rate at the same wattage, then you're talking about you're slightly profitable with them, but is it enough to really to do it? I mean, for an at-home miner, you might be able to absorb the price, mining in the negative for a little bit here and there, but just know, it's like certain things moving forward. But yeah, it looks like if you had a 3090, you on Caspa, you'd be 0.09 cents after a 15-cent kilowatt hour. So at 15 cents on a 3090, you can be profitable. After that, you're 22 cents on Ergo, so it's a little better on that Ergo, because it also uses less power on Ergo. Ryo doesn't have much of a use case to it. I kind of leave that one alone. Conceal, I like it for the privacy, but Ergo seems to be beating the profitability wise out. We have to be lean and mean, guys. That's what it's all about moving forward. We got to make sure our electric bills are low in the time of transfer, because this time the mining profitability being so low is going to be, we're going to use the governmental words. It's transitory. Yep, I went there. So we're going to be transitioning to a different mining landscape, but know that coming down too low, guys, like Xano, you're mining at a loss at 15 cents a kilowatt hour. Now, if you have some decent power, because we know that everybody's electric rate's been going up. So it looks like the national average is starting to push upward on electric, guys. So pay very close attention to your electric rates moving forward. I don't want anybody to get screwed or open up their bill one day and like have to catch their jaw rolling out of their mouth and out the front door when they're like, oh my lord, oh! Right? So 15 cents is not going to be unheard of. So let's say you're hanging on to 11 cents. You're doing decent, right, on your power bill. This is about what most people pay for at home. There are variations. So if you had 11 cents a kilowatt hour, you would be making 46 cents on Caspa. Ergo, you'd be making 46 cents. So between Ergo and Caspa, you'd be making the same. So it just kind of depends on which algorithm you want to sit there and support. Now, this is with a 3090. Now, let's say we're average people here, right? We're average. So what if you have one 580 still? Is anything profitable at 11 cents? So here it is. Here is the verdict, guys. At 11 cents a kilowatt hour, a RX 580 is no longer profitable, guys, at 11 cents a kilowatt hour. Even sitting there and doing Ergo, you're mining at a 5-cent loss. Raven, you're at 17-cent loss. Vertcoin, 6-cent loss. Caspa, 13-cent loss. Nyaxua, 25-cent loss. I mean, that just tells you how inefficient these 580s are in this climate. They're not bad cards. I'm not dogging on them. It's just this climate that we are in with the mining scene. They are no longer going to be your go-to cards, guys. So moving forward on there, and this is the shit that everybody else is looking at. Everybody can see the same information. This is just an easy, quick way to be able to break it down. Just take one card. Don't take your whole farm. Take one card as an individual here and see, does it make sense to run that? If you have other cards that are in the green and this one's in the red and you only got one, then maybe you're like, oh, every hash counts, right? And I've done that before, where I was running some things at a loss because I was like, you know what, every hash counts at this point. I will mine these things to death, right? So did it pay off for me in the long run? Oh yeah. But if you had a 8-card rig of 580s, let's say, right? 8-card rig here. So we're going to do an 8-card rig. We are at 11 cents a kilowatt hour. Now you're talking about $1.40 per day, right? And now $1.40 per day. So $1.40 per day times 31 days in a month. It's going to cost you $43.40 USD to mine on an 8-card RX 580 rig. So if you've got 8 of these, are you gonna? Does it make sense to mine in the hole with these? Probably not. Even if I were to sit there and go into it for let's see here, flux, right? It's $1.18 in the hole per day. So this rig, I have one. I have to make the same fucking decision as you guys got. I have one RX 580 rig, just one. Should I turn it off at this point? Will mining come back a little bit later and I can turn this back on? Does it make sense to turn some of this off, right? These are going to be decisions that we're all going to have to make. Let's see here. A 1660 Ti. I have one of these. Zelhash, 8 cents. Rito, 7 cents. Caspa, 9 cents. Conceal, 6 cents. Flux, 5 cents. I'd be making better. I've got my 1660 Ti on Flux right now. I'd be better off mining on Caspa, but by a little bit. Should I start chasing these profits down? I think it's that'll be more work than what it's worth. For 2 pennies of a difference of profit, I'm not going to cry over it. So I probably wouldn't do anything about it, right? I have some A2000s. A2000s are good on Ergo. 23 cents a day on Ergo. That's not bad. That's absolutely not bad at all. Can't go wrong, right? Let's see here. And it's got it at 100 mega hash. Yeah, I would say it's like right around there. So it's not far off at about that 80 watts. Yeah. I'll agree with that. So that's spot on, actually. So yeah, 23 cents a day at 11 cents. So this isn't too bad now. This is still pretty damn profitable. It's 50%. I'm basically doubling my electric bill. So I'm whatever I pay in electric, it's also paying me the same amount. Not bad. That is sustainable. Caspa is making 9 cents. So yes, it is profitable, but it's better on Ergo. Kunda Bits. I will be mining the coins that heat my house and my heart. Aww. Nyaxua to support the project, and later I'll switch to Flux to earn for more nodes. Nice. Yeah, and then you can even sit there if you really want to heat your house. You can go after Ravencoin. Ravencoin's a good heat. It will turn your rigs into great heaters. Just saying. They don't even. Ravencoin doesn't care about your overclocks. It's like, how much power are you giving me? What's up, bro? I got you. So I mean that's your A2000s. I have a 6800 XT. Damn, Caspa would be 39 cents on a single. Wow, that might be the winner. 6800 XT is getting 39 cents a day on Caspa. Zell is 28 cents, so we're now talking about a like a 10 11 cent difference here. That's noticeable, per day. If you're doing per day, per month, per year, that adds up. Don't step over a penny to pick up a buck. Pick up everything along the way if it doesn't kill you to do so, right? Nyxua Rust is toxic. The admin left a bad taste in your mouth. Yeah, the server went pretty salty and toxic in no time. Yeah, that's what happens whenever you have a community breakdown. There's reasons why I haven't talked about Nyxua. I just can't get behind the project. It's got too many questions. I'll just leave it at that. Was playing a lot until they popped up to 200 a pop. Yeah, it's like I like Rust without the toxic players. Yeah, it's like I don't mind having a good gaming community. I don't even mind if it's competitive, but whenever it goes completely toxic and yeah, no good. So let's see here. I've got a bunch of 6600 XTs. How bad? What's good about this one? All right, so 17 cents on that Caspa. And then Flux, it's at, wow, mine's at a loss. Really? Oh no, that's wrong there. So I know that is 6. I call it. They're on average about 60 watts. Wow. Cell hash. That is 60 watts over here. And yeah, that's about right. So we'll recalculate you. And all right, there we go. So Flux, after I fix that a little bit, gets 12 cents on Zell hash to 17 cents on that Caspa. So they're pretty close again. Let's see here. K heavy hash. See, I'm not sure. I bet you I can get this down to like 100 watts. I'm going to be conservative by saying the overclock. So that puts it to 20 cents of a difference. I don't know how intensive Caspa really is on the card. It could be. I mean, if it hits the same, and let's say 60 watts for that, then we're talking 30 cents. If it can, if a 6600 can do 360 mega hash at 60 watts on Caspa, it would make 30 cents. So I mean, there's pretty interesting stuff that you're able to get now. Like I said, let's say you had a 480. I don't have any, but let's say you had a 480 and you're still mining with it. I don't know why, but let's dig in. You'd be losing 17 cents a day because the 480 is basically a 580 rebranded. Yep, it really wasn't much of a difference. So these cards are pretty much, for the time being, are a no-go, guys. Let's see if you've got a 1070 Ti like I do. Oh god, I don't even want to see this. Oh god, I got a few of these. Uh-oh. Hey, I'm profitable by 2 cents. I mean, I'm not even mining that. Hey, wait a minute here. Oh, don't tell me. No. Where is it? Turn anything off? We got that. Nope. Where did Ergo go? I don't see Ergo on this list at all. Uh-oh. Ergo is so bad that it's not even good. Oh, that's hilarious, because that's hold on here. I'm gonna make it pull up what I want. Show me just specific info. There we go. So Ergo is going to cost me 11 cents a day. Now, let's say if I'm at the high end, right? It's going to cost me almost 25 cents a day to run on that Ergo. So my 1070 Ti is basically not profitable until, I'm gonna say, itchy nose. Let's say 8 cents. Oop, almost 7 cents. Hey, at 7 cents, a 1070 Ti can be ran. So, I mean, this is the stuff that we're all going to have to kind of take a look at. Now, if I'm an at-home miner, this isn't a problem. If I'm an industrial miner where I've got industrial electric rates, let me tell you, industrial electric rates, commercial will start somewhere around 6.5 cents. So at 6.5 cents, if I were to put all the hash rates onto the table for profitability, calculates. And we're going to do this at, all right, it doesn't want to do the 6.5 cents. We'll do 6 cents. So at 6 cents, which is basically standard commercial rates, you'd be making 22 cents on a 1070. On Caspa, Flux, you'd be at 18 cents. You can pretty much go pretty far down this list now. Ergo, right here, 5 cents. You're making 5 cents a day. That is amazing, Kunda. Amazing. That's why we are supposed to be DCAing into it so that we can survive a bear market, which basically that's what we're going to go through. We're going through a mining bear market. Good to hear that you pre-planned for this. Not everybody has, right? So if I were to do that, if I were to do a 1080 Ti at commercial rates, 36 cents a day, 23 cents on that flux, guys. So you're seeing that a lot of these coins are, you're going to see that NVIDIA's have this flux, that they're good with flux. They're good with Conceal, Ryo, and Caspa. I stay away from Bitcoin Z. It's too much. No. If you have to put Bitcoin in your name, you're a scam. Like, I was going to buy a Bitcoin ASIC when it was about to reach what I needed, but then inflation fucked that up. Oh yeah, I feel you on that one. So that's basically where my transition is going to be as of right now. I'm not going to be buying any more GPUs for at this moment until the GPU mining market turns around. There might be decisions that me and Mikkel will make to ensure profitability versus profits over feelings kind of deal. So we've got to make sure that the rigs that we have there that are for the facility stay profitable at all times. And if that means turning GPUs off in favor of ASICs, that's what I'm going to do. I have 3 ASICs that I'm not even running. I could turn off some of my ASICs and push myself into the profitability. Now, we're waiting from the electric company. Once they tell us that my prices have dropped finally for a billing cycle, then all of that math changes for me. Now I can sit there and sit back and everything is profitable. So I go back into the green. But then I've got to sit there and still, even if I'm in the green, I want to make sure, okay, does it make sense to run these rigs versus one of my ASICs, right? Can I turn these ones off for the time being and in favor of getting more Satoshis, which will pay more bills? You're kind of that toss up. Also, 2Miners is allowing the easy functionality of mining like Ergo to Bitcoin. I know where some people will sit with it. Why would you mine if they're willing to pay out in Bitcoin to you? Why would they be willing to do that? Some people would speculate that's because they know that the coin's going to 10x. It's going to moonshot, and that's why they're willing to give you your Bitcoin, because it's easier that way, and you're going to miss out on everything. Again, it depends on what you're doing. If you're trading it already back into Bitcoin to begin with, because you use Bitcoin to pay your bills, you use Bitcoin to buy more equipment, this, that, and the other, right? It doesn't make sense to hold on to these other coins if you're just going to go right into Bitcoin anyway. Why just cut the chase and just get your payout in Bitcoin? That's one of the things that makes Nice Hack so nice to look at, is that you can mine, you don't have to worry about anything, and you get paid in Bitcoin. Because at the end of the day, I mine shits for bits. I'm trying to find those biddies. It's all about those biddies. I have, anyone have a 3080 Ti overclocks for Ergo? What I'm using, now my 3080 Ti is on Windows, so I don't know if you're on Windows, but it's whatever, it's pretty much, it's double whatever I utilize from Windows. So I do a plus 150 on the core. And then, plus 150 on the core and 1200 on the mem, which a lot of times whenever I've gone into Linux, a lot of times the core is like either 150 plus 150 to 250. You'll swing around there, and then you're looking at your memory to be right around 2400 in Linux. And then if you're going to do absolute core clocks, I think that puts it around what, 1080 on the absolute core clock. And with the absolute core clock on Ergo, I think it put me under 200 watts. I think I was sitting at like 280. I mean, yeah, it's like 185, 190 watts. Like win 10,000. Yeah, I put 1080 on mine in Linux. I'm just like trying to remember off the top of my head. But yeah. All right. So, but yeah, I mean, it's like you're. Like, okay, thanks. Upgrade failed to go, so I'll try again. Try it later. Damn. That sucks. Oh. So, yep. This is gonna be some interesting stuff moving forward. And remember, guys, I'm gonna be able to. I will be able to well, I have to make sure what the electric company is going to do to what they're going to do to us moving forward. If as long as they sit there and they're nice to us, we're going to be able to basically host all of your guys' gear and hopefully bring you into profitability. Because like remember, guys, I don't care what your kilowatt hour that you are getting charged. It's the effective kilowatt hour charge, right? For you got to look at your bottom line. So you take your electric bill and you subtract the taxation out of it and you divide it by the amount of kilowatt hours actually used in that billing cycle to see what you actually got charged effective. So you might get let's say a 6.5 cents per kilowatt hour, but your effective rate is almost 12 cents a kilowatt hour after all the service fees, line charges, all the little different fees the electric company puts in. Everybody is going to deal with the same thing. They might call it different things in different areas and different countries, but they are effectively all the same. You have the electric charge and you have delivery charge, and these two have to go together. So I don't care what you guys say. Oh, I get 6 cents a kilowatt hour. I'm good to go. Yeah, but what about your line charge? Now you're 12 cents a kilowatt hour. People at home, their electric rates have gone up, not down. And if you were in an area that got affected with a higher electric rate because you're a residential miner, you might be as high as 15 cents a kilowatt hour now and not even realize it. You're like, oh shit, dude. They said that my kilowatt hour was 9 cents a kilowatt hour, and then you add in the line fee and everything, and you're like, oh my god, that's 16 cents a kilowatt hour. I'm doomed. That's where the Family Mine can come in for you. Hosting with us at the Family Mine, we will be able to help you guys out. We're just trying to make sure the electric company is coming in. We are bringing in our first customer to sit there, but he's in a unique situation and needs to have his stuff moved out of where it's at, because where it's at is being told that he can't mine there no more, and the electric company was threatening to pull the power from the guy. I was like, wow. What up, Kyle Rosa? Exactly, Kyle Rosa. The electric company is not the energy producer, just the middleman. What up, Dan Hadley? So Dan Hadley, wow, okay, just put in your BTC address. So if you want to sit there and mine, Dan, so you know, it's nice and easy, super easy. Just so everybody knows here, if you are going to mine to 2 miners and ergo on 2 miners, and you want to get paid out in that sweet Bizity Bitcoin, right? All you have to do is, if you are in Hive OS, you put instead, when you set the ergo wallet, don't put the ergo wallet address in there. You put the Bitcoin address in there instead, and then set your miner up as normal. And then you look for that Bitcoin address in the pool for ergo on 2 miners, and it'll pull up your miner. If you are mining in Simple Miner OS, instead of putting in the ergo wallet in the in the oh god, I forget what the hell they call it, but the configuration file for launching the miner, right? In there, instead of putting in the ergo wallet, you put your Bitcoin wallet in there and launch as normal. If you're in Windows running the miner individually, you do the same thing there. Same thing with Linux. You're just substituting the ergo wallet for the Bitcoin, for your Bitcoin wallet, and the pool will automatically see that, because the miner will be directed to mine on ergo, but the pool is going to see the Bitcoin address coming up instead. So it's going to just auto switch for you. It's actually kind of cool looking at it from the front end. I'd love to see the back end on it and see how the back end works, but I'm sure that's, secret stuff, signing NDAs in order to see it, and I'd never be able to tell you anyway. So hopefully you guys hopefully that helped you out with being able to launch it up. How about next one? Do they do the exchange for that yet? I'm not sure, actually. Here. Let me see what they had. So Ethereum Classic, Ergo, and Raven is what they have so far. They might do more. It's really up to them. Hey Gundy, I got 5 on this tip. Thanks, Nemesis. Thank you, Gundy. With a $5 dono. Like, oh, 2 miners. Sorry, misunderstood. No problem, man. No problem. No problem, Dan. No problem. That's what it's all about, getting that awesome knowledge out there. So, yeah, me and Mikkel are in the process of getting all of the stuff together for the facility. And like I said, it'll be first come in will be people in the Patreon. You can either join my Patreon, link down below, or you can join the DCA Patreon in the DCA your mining section, or you get into the VIP section of mine. One or the other, whichever one you choose. Doesn't have to be both. There's some perks that come along with being part of it that might be beneficial to you. I'm just saying, you got to be in the in club. You have to be in the club to know what the perk is. I'm just saying. I can't tell you. Mikkel said I'm not allowed to tell you. But people who are in the Patreon know. And if you know, you know. I'm just saying, Right? But once we get our doors open officially, it looks like we're, still twiddling our thumbs waiting for our landlord. It sucks. Because we need more power. I've sucked up all the juice in the first section. I run a lot of hash rate. I think I got one 30 amp circuit left, and that's gonna run another Bitcoin ASIC. Just saying, all right? So yeah. Hopefully that I can get to a point where I can finally get everything going. What up, Crypto Craig? Yo. So hopefully we can get everything up and running here soon. Get all of you Patreon people in first. And then after all of you Patreon people get in, we're going to open up our doors officially to the facility, to the public. And then what happens from there is that the people who got in on the Patreon before we open up our doors to the public, they're going to be the only ones to get the perk before we open our doors up. After we open up our doors, the perk goes away. Just saying. So it's like that early adoption perk, If you know, you know. You might want to join the Patreon. Link down below, guys. Below. It's like F the merge. Yo, so true. So true. Oh, that makes me happy. Oh, that makes me happy, Mikhail. Ooh, makes me happy. Sorry, Kunda. Sorry, man. Won't happen again, man. Don't cancel me. I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. How about the Bitmain KDA miner roll? Like, I gotta have that BTC bastard hosted. You know it. And we're here for you, bro. You know it. Got you, fam. We got you, fam. Kunda Bits, anytime. Send your stuff over. That's the way I feel about it. Oh no, the Wi-Fi symbol in Hive. I cry. I know. When you see your rigs offline in Hive, it gives you the Wi-Fi signal. You're like, oh man, it's giving the bat signal. It's trying to call out. It's like, hey friends, come back. So if you're mining on Hive OS, certainly make sure where you're mining to. If you're mining Raven coin, you're going to want to mine to their pool. Otherwise, they're going to charge you for your rigs. It makes more sense to mine on their pool if you're using their stuff, especially if it's anything they offer on the Hivon pool. They will charge you if you mine somewhere else other than their pool. If you don't mind that, cool. If you do, it's $3 a month. And if you're going to sit there and have to pay $3 a month per rig, personally, I would be switching over to Simple Miner OS. Simple Miner OS has updated their dashboard really nicely. It's clean, easy to use also. A lot of options. A lot of the same options you see in Hive are over in Simple Miner OS. And the caveat is they're $2 a month per rig if you have to go that direction. So hopefully the stuff that I'm already currently mining, Hive doesn't decide, oh, we're going to offer that too. We're going to keep the hash rate in-house, and I have to pay for my hash rate. Well, I'm migrating back all over to Simple Miner OS. That is where I started. Back in the day, it was not the simplest thing to utilize. Not that the dashboard was confusing. It was actually trying to create the batch file that launches the miner. So that little batch file that, tells it what coin it's mining, the stratum it's using, the pool, the port number that it's mining to, your wallet address, .miner name, and then whatever other arguments that you're putting into your batch file. It wasn't the easiest thing to just, how do you get it to run? It took like, there was times where I bashed my head against the wall trying to, okay, it doesn't want to configure like this. Let me try it like this. Okay, it doesn't want to work like that. Let me take this argument out of it. Let me put this one back in. Oh my God, it started mining. That's pretty much how it went across for me, trying to set up Simple Miner OS, because it, quote unquote, was not simple. But over time, I know how to make my batch files. It's now as simple as can be for me now. After bashing my head enough times, necessity is the mother of innovation, right? So something that's hard but you have to use, you're going to figure it out eventually. You're going to seek out people. You're going to figure it out, right? So over time, I figured it out. So I've still got a rig on Simple Miner OS. It took me 2 seconds to swap over the batch, create the new batch file for mining over on Ergo. And that rig I paid $2 a month on. I have for the longest time. It's just, I've always wanted to make sure I had at least one rig on there. Not because I want to make sure I'm paying $2 a month, but because I wanted to make sure that I always knew how to utilize Simple Miner OS. I wanted to make sure that I stayed up to date on on how they've updated their dashboard. You can use Rave OS. There's a bunch of other mining programs that you can utilize. But it just kind of depends on which one you feel most comfortable with. Some are free, some aren't. So just kind of go down the route of what you feel comfortable using miner-wise. But Hive, if they start adding these things to their Hive on pool, it's going to start costing you guys money in order to utilize it, mining to the pool of your choice. Just to let you know that it is $3 a month per rig. So just, keep that in the back of your mind. I'm sure Hive OS is going to start implementing some of these updates moving forward. So that's why I say something. So does anybody have any comments or questions before I head up out of here, guys? Thank you everybody for being here. Definitely smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Share this out on your favorite social media. Helps me grow this channel so that more of you awesome people are here when I go live. Yo! The one good thing is that on the ASIC it is free. I use it for all of my S19s. Yeah. For sure. Call me pseudo hasher Kunda. Oh, too funny, Kunda. That's awesome. Like, as long as you use their firmware. Yeah. You have to use their firmware, but I like their firmware though for the ASICs, because it gives you a lot of data. Whenever you're mining, and you're running a lot of rigs, I like the data. So I like how it shows all the chiplets on there and the health of them all. Kind of a cool little feature. There are other programs out there that will also do the same thing, where you can monitor everything in one spot for ASIC wise. Try Foreman.mn. It can be ran on a Raspberry Pi, and you got up to like 20 something. I think it's like 20 miners or something like that for free. It's like 12 or 20, something like that. Mikkel would remember. But you get a certain amount of them for free, and then after that, you'd be paying for it. A lot of information on there too. You can see all the chips, the fan speeds, average temperatures of all the temperature sensors. And if you're a small miner, it's free to use. But you're gonna be sending your stuff over to me anyways, so I mean, I'm just saying, right? We'll get you onto that forum, and you'll be like, oh my lord, where has this been all my life? All right, well, you guys don't have any other comments or questions. I'm gonna call it a day here, guys. So definitely check out the Discord. It is free, guys. Links down below. Be in there if you want to, kind of join the community. This is the free side of the community, or you can sit there and check out the Patreon, get into the VIP tier, and this will allow you to get VIP access with VIP perks at the Family Mine. So hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace out. Stay savage, guys. Yo.